don't know what happened. Oh my gosh. All right, folks, Alan Rubel coming back at you for Ozark Mountain Outdoor Ventures. So coming at you here real quick, we've got a lot of things in store for us here this season. And really what I'm looking here to do this evening is maybe do a little bit of interaction with one another. I'm going to bring you 3 baits for bank fishing. And what I'm trying to establish here this season is primarily what I'm doing and focusing on, just the way that I fish, is from the shore, from the bank. I'm a bank fisherman. You know, my kids are getting older. One of these days, hopefully, I'll be blessed with being able to take the boat out. But for right now, I'm just walking the banks, doing what I can. So I'm going to bring you 3 of my top baits that I've had success with here in the past for just fishing from the bank. But if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to the YouTube channel. Like I said, we're going to be going hard at it, doing a lot of strategizing, a lot of planning. I've been purchasing some new gear, and hopefully you've been keeping up with the channel to see what we've been doing here. You know, it's not only just fishing. We do a lot of hunting, just gear reviews, a bit of everything going on. So hopefully you enjoyed the channel. But this evening I'm just going to bring you my top 3 bank fishing baits. And so what I have used for years and years, what has done well for me, and my go-to bank is the bait is the Zoom jerk bait. I mean, it just works wonders. Man, it seems like I purchase these every year, and they just they produce. If you haven't looked at these jerk baits, I mean, man, they are just awesome. Little baits, cheap baits. I love this little groove here they have underneath the belly. You basically hook that through, come up. I mean, it's perfectly weedless. It gets that nice side-to-side action, triggering those you know, instinctive reactions. I've used this in the river. I've used it you know, in ponds and lakes. So my number 1, maybe I should have started with number 3 to work my way up to number 1 here, but my number 1 bait that I've had success with, and that is my go-to bait, is the Zoom Pearl Jerk Minnow. I don't normally fish it with any kind of sinker whatsoever, just right at the top of the water and going side to side. Gets all kinds of reaction, but that is my number 1 go-to bait. Number 2 is just your Carolina or Texas rig worm. Primarily I'm using you know, some sort of 6 to 8 inches. These are 10-inch worms, actually. These are, but either blue or black worms. For the most part, that's what I primarily use. Carolina, Texas rig. Probably Carolina more than Texas rig on what I use from fishing from the shore. And you know, you can just toss them anywhere and they just get strikes time and time again. So I don't put a whole lot of thought into it, and just really sometimes a lot of times I don't even rig it with a sinker and just let it float down. Oftentimes when you're fishing from the bank, you're not dealing with 25 foot of water. You're dealing with 6, 10, maybe 12 at the most. And then once you get to the bank, or you're casting down the shoreline, and you're fishing in that 3 to 6 foot of water, you don't need much of a weight for it to get that natural float down with that plastic. You know, it doesn't take long to get to the bottom, and then you can pull it up and it just drop down again. I love fishing with no weight, you know, so oftentimes I don't even rig a weight on these style of plastics, but usually it's a Carolina or Texas rig, of course. But so the jerk bait, zoom minnow, or just a plastic worm, different sizes, different tails, and the third would be some sort of crankbait. I really try to mimic a perch of some sort, trying to get that perch, you know, that largemouth to bite into a perch. This has just a square small bill on it, and definitely have had success in the past with these style. Usually a long bill is better for early season, just to be able to get down to the bottom, to be able to, you know, or depending on the time of year, to be able to get those strikes. But and so if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to the Ozark Mountain Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Coming at you here real quick. These were just a real quick 3 top baits for bank fishing. Again, my number 1 is the jerk minnow. You can't go wrong with it. The side-to-side action gets explosive reaction bites from it. So, but thanks again so much for tuning in with us, and we'll see you next time.